Then up comes, and I know R-Truth. He's been around. He still looks the same as he did 20 years ago. He's amazing. R-Truth is in the ring with Truth TV. And I was thinking we might get a match there, but no, it's an interview where he intros Bobby Lashley and Lana. Help me with this. Have they explained why Lana used to be Russian and have a Russian accent and this blonde hair, and now she had an ugly hairdo pulled up like fucking Mr. Ed's ponytail, and it's brown?
Come on.
Oh, I hate fucking all that. Every woman at the Oscars looks like a goddamn scarecrow because they all pull their fucking hair up and plaster it on their head. I need some big 80s hair, baby.
She may be the most attractive woman in the WWE.
What? If you're looking for pure just beauty standing there, Liv Morgan makes her look like dog.
Give me a break. And she's got a fantastic body. She's beautiful. She does. Well, I'm not going to say some of the things I've seen her do.
What?
That sounds really bad. But like, she's very flexible. Like, she's lifted her legs up over her head and.
Well, now that'll get you an extra
in the ring. I've seen her do it in the ring.
That'll get you an extra $50 any day of the week. You can lift your legs right up over your head.
I think she may be the most beautiful woman in the WWE.
Well,
everything I've seen her do is in the ring, for the record.
I think she looks like she ought to be eating her oats. But why? She used to be Russian. Now she's not Russian. Did they explain this, or did she just stop talking Russian?
If they've explained it, that was during one of the hundreds of weeks I was on a sabbatical from Raw.
Fucking stupid. You know, if you've had a Russian and you don't want her to be Russian, too late. She's been Russian. Get some other girl, because elsewise it's phony. Suddenly, R-Truth is going to, and they're trying to do comedy again, and Lashley's standing there. He never speaks, but I appreciate that he doesn't want to get involved in these things I've seen him involved with. But Lana just tells him, ring the bell and start the match. Stop the interview. And they do. And they start having a match. But R-Truth has to take his jacket off because he's not ready. So then Bobby Lashley jumps him and beats him up for a second. And then the announcers were not surprised that the match started like this. But then suddenly Lashley shit cans R-Truth to the floor, and everything comes to a halt for a second. Then R-Truth rolls in and makes a big comeback, but he makes a big comeback imitating John Cena and doing the "you can't see me" and the 5-knuckle shuffle and all that. Let me ask you a question. If a giant fucking monster just chiseled out of granite like a genetic freak that is Bobby Lashley, he's a hell of a guy, and he's too low key and polite, I think. And he probably would have gotten over better in business if he'd have been a prick like Lesnar. But he's a nice guy. But for the way he's supposed to be portrayed as this big monster on television, if this guy jumps on you and starts kicking a shit out of you and you get the chance to kick the shit out of him back, are you going to start imitating your favorite fucking wrestler who's not there and bring people's attention? I remember when the show was good when Cena was on it. Or are you going to do your own shit and act like you're serious trying to fucking fight this guy back?
Well, that's kind of part of R-Truth's gimmick now, is that he's just a goofball.
Oh, for God's sake.
Because when he took his jacket off, he said to the mic, give me a second while I take my clothes off. Then he turned around and did that. But each time I've seen him on TV, he's always doing something silly, something goofy. I think that's just, and look, he's an older guy. I know he looks great still, but he has to be up there in years now for an active wrestler. Maybe that's part of the reason why, but also it may just be that that's what entertains Vince and the writers, but that's kind of his thing. He does a silly, former NWA champion, Ron Killings.
Yeah.
He's just a silly
fella. Well, anyway, he imitated Cena, and then fucking Lashley speared him, boom, pinning 1, 2, 3. Which that's the proper result. And there ought to be more of those in that amount of time that they spent on this, but criminal misuse of Bobby Lashley, a legitimate athlete with an incredible amateur background, with an incredible MMA background, at least incredible for the roster they've got these days. I don't know that Eric Rowan's ever been in a fucking cage. He's got a phony girl manager / love interest that nobody believes. Every time I see him, he's surrounded by fucking comedy. He just got roughed up a little bit by a mid-card guy in a quote-unquote match that just started out of a comedy interview segment. They don't have a lot of main event guys, and this is the best that they can, once again, the best use of Bobby fucking Lashley that looks like that can do those things physically, that actually main evented the WrestleMania that did the fucking all-time buy rate record when they shaved fucking President Pigfucker's or Vince's head against President Pigfucker, right?
Yes.
And he's in the middle of, this is like putting him in the middle of the goddamn midget match, third on the card. What the fuck? Fire the fucking writers. Anyway,